Okay, so we're going to be doing a linear city game, linear city question. Not sure if it would be game theory. I think I'm going to put this under the category of microeconomics because I'm learning it in my microeconomics class. So you have a city. You've got three firms positioned on a straight line, which I know is super realistic. So you have firm X1, X2, and X3. X1 is at 0. X2 is at 1/4. So my diagram is not super realistic. This looks like, well, it looks like 1/2, but just ignore my diagram. Or don't ignore it, just imagine that this is more like that. Closer, like in whatever, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is set up our inverse demand curves. We need to set up our inverse demand curves because we need to understand what quantity each firm is faced with, okay? So we're going to set up firm 1 first. So you have your utility. Let's just make this V less the price of whatever firm 1 is selling, okay? And then less T, it can stand for like time, whatever. Travel time. I guess like a travel expense. And it would be anyone like, this is like the travel time less 0 because we're at 0 here. So this is your utility your inverse demand curve right here. And then for X2, it's V less P2 less T 1/4 less X12. Because again, you're finding the space in between these two areas here, okay? So these are your two functions, and you're setting them equal to each other. The first thing you'll notice is your V's disappear because that's the way the world works, okay? So you're left with this. Now this looks ugly, but it's pretty easy to get rid of things. And we're isolating, I'll put our steps on the far left here. By the way, what we're doing here in this video, we're going to be finding what demand each firm faces, okay? And then in the next video, we'll do like how to optimize and find your explicit P values, okay? But this is one is make, this would be an inverse demand curve, I think, right? Or this would just be I guess it would just be make utility functions. Then 2, isolate, I remember my E this time, your X stars. And that's what we're doing now. By the way, if I sound sick, it's because I'm sick. I did get sick, unfortunately. Okay, so your V's are gone. And I'm thinking here, let's move some stuff around, okay? So this gives plus T X12. This is P2 is equal to less P1 less T X12. So I'm just gonna, it doesn't really matter how you go about this, but I'm gonna move this to the other side. This is giving me 2T X12 star. This is a star here. Moving this to the other side, so this is P2 less P1. Divide everything by 2T. You're left with X12 star equal to P2 less P1 all over 2T. I made a mistake. I did in fact make a mistake. I for some reason I didn't think of bringing this t in and completely just ignored the t because I saw the 0 here and that dropped. But you can't forget that, obviously. This is less 1 over 4t. And so this just looks like plus 1 over 4t. My bad. Yeah, that's correct now. Yeah, okay, so this is now right. Yeah, this is a 1. So this is your final, or, well, somewhat final. And this is equal to Q1. This is your quantity. This is the quantity of that firm 1 is faced with, okay? And how you do this is have it written down somewhere. So Q1, you can put a star. No, you don't put a star because we haven't maximized yet. Okay. Whoops. Q1 is always equal to Q1 2 star. Q2 is equal to, in this case, because we have 3 firms, it's equal to x23 less x12. Okay? Because again, we're trying to find like the in-betweens where we are trying to find really when consumers would be choosing one thing over the other. And then Q3 is going to be equal to, I think it's just, 1 less x23. Because it's at 1. It's on the other end of the map here, okay? So it's not even, we don't even care about x12 once we get to Q3, okay? So if this is the case, then we know that Q1 is equal to P2 less P1 plus 1 over 4t all over 2t. Okay, so we've solved for the first one. Now I'm going to erase everything else because we really don't need it. I don't think. Yeah, you really don't need it. So now we're going to be finding the marginal cost between cellars 2 and 3. We're going to be doing a very similar, we're going to be taking a pretty similar route to getting there. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to always write the V's. You don't have to write the V's. Less P2, less T bracket x23 less 1 over 4. Okay? So that's now x2. Notice that this has been, it wasn't the same when we were doing it the last time. The one, it was 1 over 4 less x12, but now it's this, it's this area here, okay? And then you have V less P3 less T 1 less x23 star. And that should be correct. Yeah, it is. Okay. So these are your 2 new functions here. So I don't know if I even want to write any more here because it's just the same stuff. It's the same math here. I guess I should solve it. This, even more. So we're going to have to go back. I'm going to show you how I did that. Because I just noticed that you don't have to keep like half of these things. Anyway, P3 less P2. This is plus, by the way. Plus 5 over 4t over 2t. So, as you can see, you can kind of, this really simplifies. Your t is dropped, and this goes to 10 over 4, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, I am barbaric today. This goes to 5 over 8. So this is equal to P3 less P2 times 1 over 2t plus 5 over 8. Okay? This is your x, 2, 3, star. Okay, so that's it. Now for this one, we're going to do the same simplification process. So I'm going to make some room. It's super important to simplify. It's not always something that I'm like thinking about. It's a little bit of a bad habit. Make sure everything's as simplified as possible. Okay? So this gives 1 over 2t p2 less p1. And this is plus 1 over 8. Okay? Because a lot of that cancels out. So this is your new Q1. I'm going to erase the old Q1. We don't really need it. I'm going to put Q2 there. It's going to confuse some people, but it's okay. Actually, I'll put x 2, 3 star there. That makes more sense to me. P3 less P2. Power of, not to the power of, oh my gosh. 2t, that's ugly, but we take those. 5 over 8, okay? Boom, boom. We can erase this now. So now we can find Q2. So you just gotta simplify that. So it's equal to 1 over 2t, bracket P3 plus P1, bracket less P2 over t, plus 1/2. Okay? And so this is your answer. This is 100% your answer. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. I was getting stressed there, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to erase it and I'm going to write it down because I have my sheet with me. True, true, true. Okay. Boom. So now we have the quantity or the demand faced by firm 1 and firm 2. Now all we have to do is firm 3, so just 1 less this, okay? So Q3 is equal to, gosh, it'd be really cool if I could do math right now. 1 less, that almost looks like a 2, you just gotta believe me, it's a 1. Bracket P3 less P2, 1 over 2t, plus 5 over 8. So let's just put everything together right now. Moving in our less, so that's 1 plus 1 over 2t, p2 less p3, less 5 over 8, which is equal to 1 over 2t, p2 less p3, plus 3 over 8. And that should be it. That is it. So, we have all of our quantities. Q3 is equal to 1 over 2t, p2 less p3, plus 3 over 8. Okay? I'll make sure this is in camera. This is in shot. Yeah, it is. And so now we have all 3 quantities. Marginal cost is equal to C is equal to. Okay? So you could technically find your, I have page 3 somewhere here. So this is enough information for you to do your partial derivatives and then your system of equations, but we're going to be doing that on YouTube anyways. So this is like getting through some of the more like boring math and stuff, and then you get to maximize, and that's when things get really, really cool. So, but this is what you need here.